Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Example of settlements. Personal injury settlement for maritime workers occur all the times. Injuries are common in maritime setting, and not all employers are willing to pay out until forced to do so. Claims filed by injured workers are likely to end in settlement because they are easier than trial. Many settlements are small, but some are large and newsworthy. For example, the U.S. ship El Faro sank in 2015 in a hurricane. All 33 crew members went down with the ship. The families of these unfortunate crew members were entitled to compensation and were offered 500,000 each in a settlement dollars. In an even larger case, a man working aboard a ship suffered serious injuries following an accident with a mooring line. The seaman had been mooring the ship to a tugboat, and before we had completed the task, his captain signaled the tug to move forwards. The moor line snapped back and struck the seaman, resulting in multiple lasting injuries, including brain damage. Because of the captain's error and the long-term nature of the injuries, the seaman was able to collect $2 million in a settlement under the Jones Act. Next, about when a settlement cannot be resolved. Not all maritime injury settlement and satisfactorily for both sides. If you are negotiating in a settlement for injury compensation and you don't like what it offers, you don't have to accept it. The settlement can go to arbitrations, but you have to abide by the third-party decisions. Another option may be to take your case to trial. In this situation, either a judge or a jury will decide your case. But unlike arbitrations, your lawyer will have the chance to litigate and argue your case. If you are faced with an injury that occurred at your maritime job, you have a right to receive adequate compensation for such things as medical expenses and lost wages. If you are forced to file a claim for death compensation, you will likely end up in a settlement with the guidance of an experienced maritime attorney. You should be able to get a satisfactory result. And then next about maritime injury trial. The maritime industry is a dangerous one of, and if you work on a ship, on an offshore race, or in a harbor settings, you risk being injured every day on the job as the result of an accident. For this reason, federal maritime laws is in place to protect workers and to provide money for accident-related expenses. Depending on your status and where you work, you may qualify under one or more laws and have a right to sue when you are injured and not provided with compensations. Many employers and their insurance companies attempt to minimize what they pay out when workers are injured, often by claiming they were not negligent or responsible and attempting to shift blame to the injured worker. Thanks to maritime laws, if you are being denied compensation, you can file a claim and a lawsuit to get that money. Most of these cases get settled out of courts, but when the dispute cannot be resolved that way, there are maritime injury trials and either a judge or a jury makes a final decision. If you are an injured worker facing denied compensation, you probably won't go to trial, but you can benefit from the guidance of an experienced maritime attorney. And then next about injuries on the job. There are many ways in which you may be injured while working at a maritime job. If you are a seaman stationed on a vessel at sea, you may face long working hours, grueling physical works, wrong waters, and bad weather conditions. You are at risk for being injured by shifting cargo, fishing equipment winches, fish processing equipment, onboard fires, or by other workers, depending on what your duties are. You are also at risk of falling overboard, being attacked by another workers, or tripping and falling on obstacles of all leaders and from staircases and walkways. Even if you are not a seaman, but you work in the industry either as a longshoreman or harbour worker or as an offshore worker, you face a lot of hazard in your work, including equipment malfunction, truck accidents, cargo accidents, personal carrier accidents, and falling into the water. No matter how you are injured on the jobs or what the job if you are hurt, you have rights and those need to be recognized by your employers. Several maritime laws ensure that workers in all areas of all the industry are entitled to compensation for medical expenses, lost wages, and more. To ensure you get what you deserve, you need to be smart about the action you take after getting hurt. It is important to get immediate medical treatment and to keep record of that treatment. And it is important to get an accident and report complete and the files. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give like, comment, and subscribe.